Goongerah lies at the base of Mount Ellery, which is the highest peak in the area, and the Errinundra Plateau is a short drive away. There used to be a timber mill in the 60s and it closed, and after that the alternative lifestylers moved in. There was a bunch of people that decided to stay and have their kids here and put their kids through the school.
Because it is remote, Goongerah is just a very, very, very small area in a big, vast sea of forest. In the last 50 years, that big, vast sea of forest has been almost completely logged. And that logging has been clear fell logging, which means all the trees get taken out even though they're not all used, and maybe one or two get left. There's hundreds of animals that use hollows in trees, and so it's only the old trees that create these. Removing that whole age class means that these animals can't use these trees that they depend on to survive, and so they are not in the area anymore, and we're just left with a young forest.
Bushfires didn't come through this valley, and that's because it was protected by the old growth forest and the rainforest that surrounds it. It's damp forest, it's wet forest, it's high altitude forest, and so there wasn't bushfires coming through here. But if you clear fell the entire surrounding bush and turn it into single age species and dry out the bush, then of course it's more flammable. So that, combined with climate change, means that this fire that came through in 2019, in one night, it took out the entirety of the bush from basically just at the base of the plateau all the way down to the coast. Gone, destroyed, never to be replaced. Rainforest that is never going to recover. It's heartbreaking. The only thing, the saving grace, the only thing that got us through was the Errinundra Plateau.
The plateau's important because it has areas that are unchanged for thousands and thousands of years. It acts as like a refuge in climate for cold-adapted species in Victoria. It's got the largest area of cool temperate rainforest on mainland Australia.
What happens? A couple of months later, they decide to start logging it. I just was activated again in a way that I haven't been for a long time, because I just couldn't believe that they were going to destroy this tiny bit that didn't burn. We've all just had enough. We've just had enough of this crap. We're not going to sit here and watch them take the Errinundra Plateau, the only tiny patch that's not burned, down the bloody road on the back of trucks. Not going to happen. The difference this time is that after having experienced that fire and seeing what's happened to the whole landscape all the way down to the coast, people are now supportive because they realise that we have to do direct action if we're going to stop this.
We know that logging is contributing to climate change and temperature rise and increased severity and length of fire seasons.
People that were traditionally opposed to environmental action are coming up and supporting us. And I think having Orbost, Bairnsdale and Bendock and Bonang locals come and support us is a real positive that the Errinundra campaign has.
This area is going to be logged, but we have a camp which will help us and save the forest.
I never believed I could. I thought the climbing was crazy. But yeah, we just hung around and did climb training on smaller trees and then ended up coming out to a blockade after hearing about how significant and seeing how significant the forest was.
It's been so fun here. Spent the night up in the tree, which was really amazing.
And like all those animals, that this became the refuge when the bushfires raged, our ancestors ran and found refuge here, and Bidwell mob took on a lot of other mob. And we wouldn't be alive today without those ancestors surviving. And they walked here, these footsteps, and they need us to keep this alive. That this will always be our refuge.
We encourage everyone to get out here and put their bodies on the line and protect what we have left.
I should not still have to be walking through clearfields. We should not still have to be protesting this stuff.
Native forest logging, it has to stop now, today. We've had enough. The forest is ruined. It needs to recover.
There's a plan for 2030 to end up native timber logging. And the bushfires, we think, change everything. And what the Andrews government should do is just bring forward that plan.
Protecting our native forests should be part of our plan to tackle climate change.
And the reason why people raft down the Franklin today is from direct action. The reason why many national parks exist across Australia is from direct action, including the Errinundra, including parts of the Snowy.
We actually had a win in that one of the logging coops that contained old growth forest was taken off the logging schedule, and another couple were temporarily put on hold due to a court case run by Environment East Gippsland.
Nature is hard to find these days. People don't get enough of it. So beautiful old trees, lots of birds, clean water.
We know that there's over 3,000 hectares of forest that hasn't been burnt but is scheduled for logging, and we want to give a strong message to the government that if they try to take a single tree out of there, we will be there trying to stop them.